making artwork inspired by Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. This is one of her paintings. This is a self-portrait of Frida Kahlo. And here we have the two Fridas. Another painting by Frida Kahlo, inspired by her German Mexican roots. And here we have a still life painting, meaning that she painted fruit that was at her house and she put it in front on a table, and she also painted her parrot Bonito as a subject for her painting. Okay, so what you're gonna need is your sketchbook, a pencil, an eraser, some watercolors, some oil pastels, and water, a cup with a little bit of water, and let's get started. We're going to make a watercolor and oil pastel artwork inspired by Frida Kahlo's still life artwork. You can also make your own artwork if you have fruit at home like this, and you can draw it, and then you can use the oil pastels to blend in colors, and we're going to be using the watercolors to make a background. So I'm going to use her artwork as inspiration for our drawing. So we're going to start by drawing a watermelon. So remember, if you have fruit at home and you want to draw the fruit at home, you're more than welcome to do that. You don't have to draw the exact picture that we're drawing. But I'm starting with a curvy line for this watermelon. And since the parrot, Bonito, I think he nibbled on it, so it's kind of like a little bit bumpy right here. Right there, okay? I'm drawing really light so I can erase. And this is going to be part of our watermelon, right there. And then some of our seeds, it's gonna look like this, like little drops. It's curvy line and then it's pointy, like that, like this, like that. All right, now we're going to draw a small orange right here, and then we're going to draw our parrot Bonito. How do we draw the parrot? It's like this. We draw a curvy line like this, and then we're going to draw part of his head, and then the beak, it's another curvy line like this, and then it comes down like that. So if you know how to draw curvy lines, you're gonna find it easy to draw Bonito. And then we're going to draw the rest. So he's behind the watermelon, so I skip the watermelon and I go down like that with a straight line, and then I come over here like that. Okay. For his eye, it's just gonna be a circle and then a little dot right there. Okay. I'm going to close the beak like that, and then I'm going to draw another line right there for the wing right here, and then another curvy line for his other wing, like that. All right, so we drew the watermelon, a small orange, the parrot right here behind the watermelon. Now we're going to draw a big orange right here, and it's a big circle, and it's going on top right here of our watermelon. Because this one's going to be in front, we don't see what's behind it, so we have to erase this part right here. And then this orange is sliced, so we're going to draw another circle like this one right here. Okay, so we have the watermelon, a small orange, Bonito, another orange, and I'm not going to draw all of the fruit that she has right here, but I am going to draw some of it. Okay, I'm going to draw the mango, maybe this prickly pear, and maybe another orange. Okay, so let's draw another orange right here. And this one's behind the watermelon, so it goes like that. A prickly pear behind bonito. Okay, and then a mango right here. The mango's like a different shape. So this is a curvy line like this. And then in here, it gets smaller like that. Smaller curvy line like that. Okay. Another orange right here behind that. Okay, like that. All right. If you make mistakes or you want to make it better, make sure you use your eraser. So if you want to fix areas, you can do that. Remember, that's why our eraser is here. It's our important tool. Okay, now that you're finished with this, we're going to draw the background line. So a line like that, and a line like that. So we have the table where all of this is sitting down and maybe a wall. All right, now it's time to use our oil pastels. So in here I have my oil pastels. Okay, let's put them right here so you can look at them. We have different colors. We have orange, we have reds, we have blues, white. Okay, I also have some other oil pastels. Crayola has some oil pastels that you can use, and there's some crepe pastels that you can use. All right, oil pastels feel like a crayon but softer, and you can blend colors with it. So we're going to use the oil pastels to color in our fruit, and they're very soft. If you don't have oil pastels, you can use a crayon, but with the crayon you won't be able to do this, which is blend. So we spread out with our fingertips. It's okay if you go on top of the seeds, because those are going to be black. You just have to be careful not to go on top of the green part, which is this part right here. So I'm using my crepe pastel here, and I'm spreading it out. Make sure I go in instead of out. Okay, since these are made out of oil, it's very hard to erase. So actually you won't be able to erase them. So make sure that you go slow. If you get off your line, don't worry, but just try to go slow. Okay, you can use these pastels to spread it out too. That. Okay. And in this watermelon, it's okay if there's a little bit of white spaces, because sometimes watermelons have a little bit of white area, so it's okay. All right, so now that you're finished, you can work on the green part of your watermelon. That one I don't have to blend because it's such a small space that I can't really blend it. Alright, so if you're done with that part, then you can work on your seeds. You have to use the very corner of the pastel and just make them small. Don't make them too big because seeds are small. Alright, now we're going to use the orange. Now if your pastels are messy like this one, you can use a paper towel to clean them like that. Just wipe it off. Just the tip of the pastel that you're using. You don't have to clean the whole thing. Okay, mine's already clean, and I'm going to start coloring my orange. Now with the orange, you can use orange and yellow to blend colors. And if your fingers are like mine, which we have the red, then that means it's time to clean them. Use a paper towel and clean your fingertips. You can put a little bit of water on it if you want, but clean your fingertips because we're gonna spread that color now. You can spread it with your finger or you can spread it with the other oil pastel If you don't want to get it over your fingertips, just go in circles and it's going to mix that color. It's going to mix yellow and orange, which makes a yellow orange. And I'm going to put a little bit of orange right here. The inside of our orange is lighter, so it has a little bit more yellow to it. All right. Just little lines right here, like that. All right. Now our mango is also orange. So I'm gonna take the orange, color lightly, and spread it out. It has a little bit of green on it. Let me show you. So you guys can see it right there. It's a little bit of green. All right, so I'm just going to blend using my finger. And I'm going to put a little bit of green on it. Just a little bit right there. Right there. Blend it in. There you go. Green. Okay. Now the prickly pear right here is going to be kind of like a purple. And I'm going to mix a little bit of blue. So it looks like a bluish, purplish, prickly. And look, I'm going in circles to blend it in. Again, if you have a big space, you can use your fingertip and blend it in. Just make sure that your fingertips are clean. And I'm going to make little dots for the prickly. There you go. All right. Now this orange right here is going to be a little bit more yellow. Right here. And I'm going to use this other orange pastel. Color it in. Can mix the colors together right there, like that. Pastels are a little bit messy because they get on your fingertips, so you need to be cleaning your hands with a paper towel. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of red on this orange right here, just to make it a little bit darker than the rest. Red, a little bit of orange. Mix it right there. There you go. And then this one right here. I'm gonna put a little bit of green on it. And spread it out. Okay. Now for our parrot, he's green. So I'm gonna use the green. I'm going to trace him first. Color him with this green. Now we have a yellow, use a yellow and mix it with the green and mix a yellow green. So he's a lighter parrot. All right. It's looking good. All right. So blending it in. Now, if you press too hard on your pastels, they might break. Like this one is a broken pastel. So be very careful not to break your pastels. Take good care of them. And I'm going to color the beak with orange and a little bit of yellow. You can use different stuff right there. There you go. The eye, I'm gonna leave it like that because it's really hard to get into that little dot with a pastel. You're gonna end up with a big black eye. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Now for the background, let's use our watercolors. Before I show you the artwork that we were working right now, I wanted to show you some wet on wet techniques using your watercolors. So you're gonna need your water cup and your paintbrush, and you're going to take your paintbrush and you're going to wet the top portion of your paper, so you can work on your background. So I'm gonna show you how the color spreads out. So I'm just putting water on the paper. All right, and I'm going to take two colors from my watercolors. Now let me show you the watercolors that we have here. So I'm going to take two colors that are close to each other right here. I'm not going to take a color that's very far away from each other because I don't want to make a brown. I want to make something that blends together. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is take this kind of pinkish reddish, and you can see how the color spreads out just by even just touching the paper because we have water on it. It looks very nice. And I'm going to take this purple and I'm going to lightly blend it in. You don't want to rub on your paper too much because then it could tear. Just want to be gentle with your paper. And this is a wet on wet technique. You don't need a lot of this watercolor paint unless you want a dark color. The more you put, the darker it becomes. The more water you put, the lighter it becomes. So I'm spreading it out and I'm leaving some areas light because I want them light. Okay, now every time I switch colors, I clean my paintbrush with the water and I'm ready to work on the bottom. Now if I start working right here, this color is going to mix with the bottom color. If you don't want that to happen, you have to let it dry. Since I want to start working on it now, I'm going to start from the bottom up, so that way they don't mix together. So I'm going to start working here at the bottom, and this is something you can apply to your pastel artwork. So I'm putting water on it, using my paintbrush, okay? And I'm going to choose two colors that are next to each other on my palette right here. So I'm going to use a blue, clean my brush, I'm going to get a blue again. Get into the habit of cleaning your paintbrush when you get watercolors. And be very gentle when swirling around the color. And I'm going to use a green, and I'm going to create a blue-green right here for the bottom part. I'm going to mix, blend in some of that color. So this is a wet on wet technique. Okay, so now I'm going to push this color down. It's a little bit dry now. There you go. See how it's going down now? Okay, so this is a technique that you can use for your background. And let me show you the one that I did. I used kind of like a blue-green here, like an orange, red, reddish and purples. Okay. Now let me take this out. And you do have to wait before you tear it out. You have to wait until it dries. I'm tearing it out carefully, but I rather you wait before tearing it out of your paper, because I don't want you to drip your water and ruin your work. This is my final artwork. Don't forget to watch the video and where I read you the book Frida Kahlo and the Bravest Girl in the World. And I hope to see your artworks and see how creative you were and inspired you were by our Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. Okay guys, don't forget to submit your artwork in Schoology. Bye.